snakes. One of nature's unique creations and evolutions. Loved by many, equally hated, beautiful, mysterious, scaly, slithery, usually a symbol of deceit and mistrust, but also symbols of health and renewal. In the Chinese zodiac, the snake represents wisdom, patience, and mystery. The snake's strategic and introspective nature is complemented by the element of wood, which fosters growth, balance, and connection with nature. That last sentence is taken online elsewhere, I'm no diviner. But I am a video games expert and archivist. I do know that man's most divisive, reptile, has seen tons of representation in video games. Far too many, in fact. With Chinese New Year coming soon, let us celebrate our favorite snakes in video games, actual slithery beings or otherwise. Number 10. Let's start this list with a creature from last year's Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown, a stellar Metroidvania featuring Ubisoft's Montpellier team at their peak. Among all the epic Zoroaster-influenced bosses and enemies our hero Sargon fights, one of them features a giant cobra who shoots lasers out of its mouth. Azaha is a hell of a big bad, offering a tough fight along with a challenging to navigate home base he resides in to give our hero a heck of a challenge. But taking him down after you endured all of that is just so satisfying. Number 9. Kukulkan, Serpent of the Nine Winds, hails from the Mayan pantheon of gods and is a terrifying winged serpent, basically the Mayan version of winged serpent god Quetzalcoatl. In the mobile game Smite, he's a mage class who is best at clearing minion waves and slowing enemies down. Kukulkan has limited movement despite the wings and all that, so his group better help him out with his jungling shenanigans if they hope to level up and conquer the map. Number 8. There are many snakes in Game Freak's cash cow cockfighting series Pokemon. Heck, there's even one called Snake Backwards, and one called Cobra Backwards, but with a K. While these are novel inclusions, none of them come close to the rock-hard, tougher-than-even diamond power of Generation 2 powerhouse Steelix. Steelix is basically a better and more aggressive-looking version of Onyx. Just like some snakes, Steelix is vain and bullies others smaller than it. It is on this auspicious list because it looks darn cool and has a neat design. In practical terms, players love this built boa because of its defense, stats, and powers. And we have not even brought up the mega version of this tougher-than-nails Pokemon. Jesus Christ, those stats. Number 7. Elden Ring has a slew of snake enemies and bosses, but none comes close to how badass this entry is. We're talking about the guy on the cover art of the Shadow of the Erdtree DLC, Mesmer the Impaler. When you get this penultimate boss down to 50% health, he enters his true form, a base serpent that's big, fast, elusive, and just menacing to look at. He also comes with crazy snake attacks that are hard to punish. However, this new power does make him a bigger target when you do find windows for counterattacks. Easier said than done, of course. Thanks From Software for putting the fear of snakes into us back again.
Why did it have to be snakes?
True, Rykard was the first Elden Ring snake boss, but Mesmer's just a better pick because of its status and relevance to the main Elden Ring plot, alongside the obvious challenge factor. Number 6. What is it with From Software and giant snakes as set pieces and boss fights? As a shinobi named Wolf, you have to fight waves of mythical monsters and super ninjas in the game Sekiro. You will also need to deal with a giant white snake called the Great Serpent, who hinders your progress as you explore the castle you are infiltrating. This white as heck snake makes multiple appearances in dealing with Wolf, serving as a blockade to your progress. However, if you do things in a certain order, you will get your chance to fight the Great Serpent once and for all, in yet another climactic battle that is a trademark of From Software. Number 5. Cute animal mascots with platforming prowess are no strangers to the gaming realm, but one comes to mind all the way from Nintendo, specifically in the jungles where Donkey Kong and his proverbial country resides. Rattly the Rattlesnake is a boon in the menagerie of animal assists in the Donkey Kong Country universe. He jumps super high and uses the power of his spring-like body and flexibility to do so. Also, he doesn't slither. When he moves horizontally, he does short hops. While his stages are arguably tough to play, he has the added benefit of stomping anything with his bare feet, bare tail. Zingers, cannonballs, he does not take damage from almost anything he jumps onto. In a world where reptiles and saurians moonlighting as pirates and mad scientists are always harassing you and stealing your banana treasure trove, it's good to know that there is at least one cold-blooded snake on your side. Thanks, Radley. Number 4. In Skaldic poems, Jormungandr is the mythical Midgard giant as heck serpent that is destined to kill Thor in Ragnarok. In the God of War 2018 sequel and its follow-up, Ragnarok, Jormungandr is a lovely looking set piece meant to show off the power of the PlayStation and its studio's craft, this being Santa Monica Studio. After being awakened by father-son tag team duo Kratos and Atreus, Jormungandr becomes an ally, answering tough questions from the two and also assisting them as muscle.
He knows the pain of your loss. He will help you.
Brains and huge and lengthy brawn, a perfect combination for this entry. Number 3. In Chinese mythology, Nuwa is the goddess of creation who helped made humanity and is usually associated with marriages. In Shin Megami Tensei 5 and its vengeance counterpart, Nuwa is a badass demon and a major character who can help shape the world our main characters are in, alongside her partner, Shohei Yakumo. As a mythical human-demon hybrid Nahobino, you will fight her at the start of the game in her serpent form. She's a tough one and comes right after other snake boss Hydra. And if you pick a particular pathway in the game, you fight her in a godly serpent form. Or at times, you team up with her and a partner. This being a demon summoning and recruiting game a la Pokemon, you can just add Nuwa to your team, both in her human and her serpent form. And her serpent form just eats up most of the opposition like an actual snake would to field mice and prey smaller than it. Nuwa is a tough boss to beat, but also a formidable ally to benefit your demon team with hard-hitting wind attacks and crazy buffs. Truly an intoxicating combination like Taipan Venom. Number 2. If you were a 90s kid and had a mainstream handphone, chances are you've played this default game on your monochrome screen. However, the original Snake game wasn't called Snake. It was called Blockade back in 1976 and was a pioneer of the Outlast opponent by being a longer and bigger on-screen avatar genre. This was followed suit by a segment in the Tron game back in 1982, in the Light Cycle segment. Both the game Snake and its protagonist, Snake, made a resurgence in 1998 thanks to the then popular phone company Nokia, and it pretty much paved the way for many clones to pop up either as their standalone titles or minigames in other bigger titles. Sure, it looks basic, but this Snake in video games is the most influential one in its culture, as it became a default app that made mobile gaming relevant. Number 1. To cap off this list, we are adding in an actual humanoid hero who embodies the traits of a sneaky snake, and the name that goes along with it, Solid Snake. Made by the mind of one Hideo Kojima, who is clearly a fan of Kurt Russell and John Carpenter, Solid Snake is a super agent born out of a network of subterfuge and experiments stemming from classified world events. He not only manages to take down the best operatives and state enemies with just his CQC, ingenuity, and smarts, but also gets in and out of hairy situations, slithering his way out of trouble like a snake would. While doing that, he also finds the time to blow up giant tanks with legs. 4 of them, in fact. How can you not put in a guy with snake in his name into a celebratory list like this? That would be a travesty. And there you have it, our favorite snakes in video games. We hope you enjoyed this fun video. We did. It's been a while anyway, and hopefully we can continue on with more frequent videos like these. As always, if you enjoyed this video, do like and subscribe to our channel for more gaming content and fun times, along with anime ones. Thanks for watching, and have an auspicious Chinese New Year, everybody!